I can't talk about just yet. And if anyone's wondering, yes, I am letting my friends know off the air what's going on. And if you haven't known yet, you'll know soon enough, I promise. But my guest joining us again is the one and only Karina Kantas. So, you
Hi.
hi. So you've heard my news. So that's your news.
Oh God, where do I start? Okay, let's go to positive first. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know that I've been submitting my documentary and my book trailers to International Film Festival.
Mhm.
Just some of the, and I'm not going to do what you said before, just flicking them through and oh yeah, I got this. I'm going to show these now. Okay, so that was for Stone Cold book trailer.
Nice.
That was best trailer. This one was a trailer for a children's video, Sing Along With Me, and that was a special jury award for best children's short film.
Nice.
Okay. This one was Stone Cold again for special mention best trailer.
That's awesome.
That was all last year. Special mention award, best documentary short film, Coronavirus Expose 2020.
Okay.
So that was my documentary. And this one again was for Sing Along With Me in Spanish by someone who lives in Greece and done in India. So yeah, when they say international, they really mean international. And that one was for winner of best trailer feature film. There are others that I haven't printed out yet, so there are more to come. But the actual, I won actual awards. I printed out certificates because I couldn't afford to pay for every single shipping of these awards that I won. I wouldn't be paying for the awards, I'd be paying for the shipping, and it's bloody expensive in Greece. So I thought at least one, I've got to have one, at least just one nice award to put on my mantelpiece. So this arrived the other day, which
Nice.
is it's best trailer for Gully International Film Festival, and
Nice.
that was for Return to Alpha, which is a sci-fi book trailer. And today, just a little while ago, I just learned that the documentary just got special jury award, special lockdown film, first place, and best director of lockdown film, third place for my documentary for Reels International Film Festival. And I just got best female director for thriller for my Broken Chains book trailer.
Take a bow. Take a bow. Ladies
I'm
and
sitting
gentlemen,
down.
the award-winning, award-nominated video trailer rock star.
Best female friggin' director. I mean, shit, man.
No.
This is like, whoa. I'm just blown away. I'm just
see. This is why I say you rock, because you do, and the only people that always we always doubt our own abilities. I've learned this, right? With my own stuff. Like I said, yesterday I sold my first art piece for the year. Like I just it now. It wasn't for a ton of money, folks. It was just part of an auction, but it doesn't really matter. The fact is, I did it, right? I don't even consider like art like one of my top 5 skills. It's just one of those things I do for fun and shits and giggles, right? So, but but again, when people are buying your stuff, that must mean, hey, wait, there might be something good about this. So, and it's encouraging to go forward and keep going, right? So you get that validation and recognition.
well, Broken Chains, which came out in November, which is here.
Yes,
The
it
actual
is.
cover paperback is here. So it got it was nominated for number 10 best indie book of 2021 from Go Indie Now, which is a amazing platform for indie authors, musicians, filmmakers. It's amazing. Joe Compton runs it, and he put this book down as his number 10 for best book of 2021, and it won top pick, which is the highest award for Read Ready Author Shout Awards. And the medal, the little badge, is actually on the ebook cover, but it isn't on the paperback. So it's won 2 awards, and it's just won Best Female fucking Director for Thriller for my book trailer. It's like, holy moly.
Yeah.
So, Road Rage. This came out. When did it come out? Last month. Yeah, January.
So you guys
Yeah,
think
January.
that's gonna be?
January, was it? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, doesn't say month, but 2022. Yeah. So this is a dark MC romance, pretty graphic sexually and pretty explicit violence. And this one is a dark mafia romance, again, very graphic in both. I've done a book trailer for this one. And although I wasn't going to enter it into any contests, I'm thinking, well, Broken Chains just won Best Female Director for Thriller. But why the hell not to put my book trailer in for Road Rage? Who knows?
That's right.
Why not?
Exactly. No. See, here's the thing. You got this very, very, very really cool opportunity, which was like you've already got yourself some recognition. So now just got a cool opportunity in front of you. You got all these awards, right? Right. So you know what's next for you. You know what you should be doing next? You don't know? It's what I'm doing
No.
next. A commercial
A
about you.
commercial what? Advertising my film skills, you mean?
Yes. You should be going on a film. You should be like going, "Hi, I'm Karina, and I'm awesome." And maybe not quite that. That's
You know, I
great.
wouldn't do that.
No. That may not be quite you, but
Yeah.
I'm Karina. I am a writer, but I'm also a filmmaker, and let me help you, Delphin. You have an open license now because you are an award-winning director and filmmaker, right? And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this anymore. Frankly, you know what works for trailers. And do you know who really wants that right now? Authors.
If they have any sense.
But listen, that's not listen, you don't care about whether they have any sense. You just care about how many dollars they have. That's pretty much right. So I say that like, I say it like that because no, it's just like me. Like with everything I've been doing for the last few months, I don't have awards, but as you saw off the air, I have a track record now. That can't be ignored.
No.
So why not take advantage of it? Like I can literally you have concrete proof. You have literally concrete proof that your stuff is skilled and recognized. You have all these awards. So Karina, if you really, really wanted to, as a service and a good service, you can create an awesomely epic book trailers of filmmaking quality, which you know.
I'm working on 2 at the moment, one for a children's book and one for a memoir. So I'm constantly got work on my trailers. And after speaking with you and getting all those certificates last year, I did put my price up. Not really ridiculous prices, even though I may be worth it. But I did raise my price. I thought I've got that behind me. I've got that accolade behind me now.
Absolutely.
So,
No, because you're gonna
and now
and well, and you're probably getting better. You're getting more work, and you're getting better clients too, probably, right?
and
So,
also, I mean, everyone I'm doing, it's they're all different, and
mhm,
they all take different skills, and they're all made differently. Some might have special effects, some might have sound, some might have videos, some might not have anything like that. So, I mean, the one I did with the children, so it was my daughter singing a song on video, and then teaching the children who are watching it how to pronounce the French words correctly to be able to sing the song.
Yes. So like, there you go. It's something that's right up your alley, actually. That'd be right up your alley. I could see you doing your equivalent to Sesame Street, like your own version of it. I totally could. I totally could. And it would be hilarious. Like it would be absolutely hilarious to watch. Um, I'd be doing my equivalent to Dr. Seuss. So I gotta let you in on another little secret. See, I realized something. I have a comic book that's been ready for publish outside of lettering and a cover for about years now. I'm
Mm.
good enough to draw the cover. My artist kind of bail on the cover. He's like, "I just can't think of anything good." And I'm like,
And now that you've taught yourself and you've been practicing, you can do it yourself.
"So, do you want to see the piece I sold yesterday?"
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be mailing it off as soon as we're done this show here.
Was it for a charity auction?
No, just there's an optional drink and draw every month. So I've been playing with color a lot more, and
Abstract.
no, just straight up. So this is based off of the Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin.
Okay.
I just what I sold. I sold this bad boy.
Well done. So what is
Yes.
your cover?
Oh, my cover. I haven't worked on it yet. That's
Mm.
something I also did. Like I said, I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. So that one's
Everyone
next.
has their style, especially when it comes to
Oh yeah.
illustrations. Nobody's the same. I mean, uh, Alexia, she's gone through stages from when she did her first book to the second book and
I
working
was
on the third book. And her illustrations, I put some up the other day on a children's group on Facebook because they've just matured so much. Her
totally.
creativity and stuff. It's
Well,
amazing.
here's the thing. Like, see, Alexa still kind of makes me feel a little inadequate because I feel like I got to keep up. At least I got to at least release a book when she does. I have to at least do that, right? Tell her I said hi, by the way. But no, I look at I joke like that. No, it's cool because one of the things like everybody's got their own style, and what I realize is there's always room for improvement. There's always room for polish, but pardon me, folks. I know, trained professional on the air, ladies and gentlemen, trained. But no, but the thing is, I think a lot of us like it's about finding your voice. And one of the things one of the things drawing has taught me, and it's impacted everything I've been doing, is it's taught me to it's taught me just to basically, you know what? I don't care how bad I fuck up. It doesn't matter. Let's see what how much fun I can have and what kind of voice I can create and yeah, my writing's better. Like I have book 7, which I'm illustrating, by the way. I am
Wow.
actually yeah, I'm illustrating it. It's not going to be again, I don't pretend I'm great at this. But that's not what but no, I that's not what this is about. This is about um challenge yourself, coming out of your comfort zone, learning some new things, new skills, but also it I'm actually the right artist to tell this story. There's some books I like so book 8, the one I'm writing right now, I am not the artist for that story. The artist for that story is fucking amazing, and we're gonna be talking. I've already been sending her like she's amazing, like incredible. But but for this particular story I'm drawing, I am the perfect artist for it because one of the things about it is the discovery of drawing. And I'm like, I would be the perfect person to do this because this is still a journey of discovery for me. And I can reflect that in the story I'm telling as well. And that's something important. Someone that's really polished, that doesn't mean they're not doing, but they're more like they're doing a job. They're more like they are how do we put this? That same passion of discovery for someone like me who's still in the very beginning stages, somebody that's at a far more advanced rate, they're still discovering stuff, but there's a confidence of knowing how some things work. Whereas
Mhm.
me, I don't fully have that nailed down, and that is part of the joy when you do art is that discovery, especially in the beginning. That's one of the biggest joys about it. So that joy is what I want in there. And that's harder for a person that's done it for a long time to incorporate into their work. They can do other things better, but there's a trade-off.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
It certainly does.
Yeah.
It's you've got the talent, and you um, learn from it, and you teach yourself, or you go to art school or do courses online, and you progress and get better, or because you've already got that talent inside, you just carry on, and
Yeah.
it grows with you. And you're not, I mean, I've never done writing courses. I've never done creative webinars and stuff, and writing what do you call seminars and all that. I've never done anything like that. I passed my GCSE in the UK. Nothing big, just passed, and I'm a 15 times an award-winning author.
Yeah.
So you don't have to um, push yourself to learn. You don't have to. If you've already got that talent, it's going to grow as you grow.
Mhm. Well, I think there's just something about not worrying about it. And I had this conversation with a guy that just does, he makes guitars. He goes, "So what's your secret? How are you not worrying about it?" It's like, I realize that I'm never going to be perfect. And I've made my peace with that. That's not the challenge. Can I progress? Can I grow? And that's true in writing as well as it is in any
Everyone
other,
can,
like
yeah, most
any other art.
definitely.
That doesn't mean that I shouldn't push to be my absolute best. There's a very, again, I'm not saying to be a lazy fucker out there, ladies and gentlemen. You got to push yourself. But but it's okay that, like, I don't have my muscular proportions nailed down yet. You know what? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that, my faces are a certain way. It doesn't matter. It's how I see the world. It's where I'm at in terms of levels and details and depths. Right.
Exactly, it's your vision. Everyone
Mm.
is creative. Everyone has their own style. You can't push and learn to do um, exactly like that because they tell you you need to do it like that. This is your style. This is what you see. This is how you interpret something.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, it's one of those things you just realize as you get older is you don't need anyone's permission. And especially, okay, so there is some, I'm not gonna name names. I know many people who are very shy about their own art. I just sold an art piece, and I can look at that person. It's like, you're better than I am. I'm not even like I don't even say that's like in a terrible, like, you're better than I am. So if I can do it, well, yeah, right. Why aren't you?
Oh,
Right. And,
oh.
and that's and that's the and that's the thing, right? It's one of those things. What it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, and this is going to sound as cliche as cliche gets, it is your belief in yourself. But it's not about um saying I'm the greatest in the world, although I am that kind of egomaniac, I'm not gonna lie. But what, right? Alexis aside, like, that's a humbling thing. It's like, hey, a 10-year-old's already got you beat, or is kicking your ass right now. There's something about that that's really,
I
really
got.
humble.
Can I share screen a minute? I have to show you this
Sure, go ahead.
graphic. Okay. I have to show you the graphic that I put up.
Okay, cool.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Isn't she adorable?
That's actually really cute. Yeah, that's really, really
And
cute.
see what I mean by her style? It's just so unique.
Yeah. She's got a cartoon with her name on it at some point, like, she really, really does.
Oh, she's doing animation. She doesn't love it as much as she did.
But
But
so she makes storyboards, so she'll make storyboards instead of actually doing the animation. That's okay too,
who
right?
knows?
There's a use to that. Like, that's really, really, really cool. right? But no, like the reason I bring all that up and just point this stuff out is it keeps you humble in the right ways. But the idea is it's not about like going out there and saying, hey, right? Hey, I can do this, or hey, I can do that. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna put myself out there. The faith that you are good enough to share is a very powerful thing. And it doesn't matter. It like I again, in terms of skill, I'm being honest. I got a long way to go. But it doesn't matter. That doesn't really matter. What matters is I'm putting myself out there. And the fact of the matter is, I get mad respect, not just because it's because again, compare me to someone like Mon Park or Ansu I'm working with, by the way. If you ever look at her stuff up, holy shit. Right. But right, I'm not even close to that. But that doesn't matter. What matters is I'm putting myself out there just like anybody else, and in its own way, it is good. Good is a relative concept. Good is always up for grabs. People don't think of it like that, but they should. If good is always up for grabs, then really more often than not, you don't even have to be great. You just have to be willing to be there. And if you're willing to be there, you are already ahead of the game. That's
Let
what
me
it
tell
comes
you,
into.
I'll tell you something that I was did on Saturday. Now, I don't work weekends. This weekends are mine, and I was ready to write all day Saturday. There's I won't name names or anything, and I'm not doing this to blow my own trumpet, but there's an author there that was so ready to give up,
Mhm,
and I wasn't accepting that, and there's a lot of us that weren't accepting that because we've known him for a while. And he says he wants to start again with a new pen name and write a new genre. And I said that's great, do that. You've got to come up with a totally new person, new bio, new picture. You've got to have new social medias and everything totally separate, website, everything totally separate from who you are as the writer of that genre that you are now. And I said, right, you need to have a logo and branding. I said, and he was like, I'll wait until I get some money. And I was like, no, I'm not saying that to you for you to pay me. I'm saying that I want to do that for you. I want to chat with you, and I want to go through uh, things with you and brainstorm. And we're going to get a logo and a branding for you. And it took maybe 5 hours, but we got it. I designed everything. He took it. He's got it for Twitter, Facebook, his website, Instagram. He's got a logo, and he's got the branding, which is the logo is actually um, has a picture of. Let me tell you right now. His genre that he's newly writing with this new pen name is dystopian.
mhm.
Now, dystopian covers so many different things, and why the world turned dystopian, what's going on, what are the rules, what's the good versus evil, what happened with the war, or is the war still happening? And so, what got me is what all of that wrapped up in one. What does it tell you? And it just clicked. The four horsemen of the
Apocalypse.
apocalypse. And I said to him about it, and he went, "Oh, that's really, really good." And I said, "Right, which horseman would you be?" And he picked Death, which is a pale horse and
Mhm.
carries,
Revelation
I don't
six
know
eight,
what
ladies
carries
and
something.
gentlemen.
And I said, "No." I said, "Do war, because it's a red horse and a nut and a sword." First of all, war, any dystopian world has somehow become dystopian because of some war, whether it's a civil war, a world war, a war within themselves, a war within their new community, dystopian community. it has something to do with the war. So, and I said it's a red horse, and red represents blood. So you're still covering death. You're covering death. You're covering war. You're covering so many things by using the second horseman of the apocalypse.
Mhm.
So we got that, and I designed the logo, and it's beautiful, a red horse, sword, and horseman on it, and it's just so um, it's tidy, it's clean. It's a logo that's clean. It's not all fancy and all that. And then we were talking about the actual branding, and he said about this author that has books, something called Darkness Coming or whatever. And I thought, oh, darkness, yeah, because in a dystopian world, there is darkness around you.
Mhm.
There is darkness coming. So then it clicked, darkness arises. And I thought, that's really cool. Darkness arises. That can be his branding.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got to do your banner with it. So what did I think? I thought of a picture, not of the round world, but a picture of the world on a banner. So you can see it's like really close up, zoomed up of the world. And then having black smoke covering half of it.
Mhm.
And just one title, Darkness Arises. And the actual font is distressed. So it looks
It looks
like
rough.
even the lettering needs help. And so after 5 hours, we started with nothing and just brainstorming and letting me think and come up with ideas. He has a totally new pen name, a new branding, a new logo, and
Yeah.
he is bouncing. You can feel it in his posts. He's so excited about the future,
Yeah.
and I feel absolutely wonderful that I was part of that. I was able to do that for him,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm really really proud of what I came up with. But again, I'm not an artist. Um,
Lies.
I'm a I'm a conceptual. I have a concept, you know,
But that's art too.
a digital graphic art. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but that's art too. It's all
yeah, I
art.
know, but it's. I
You,
have
you,
so
you,
many. I wear so many hats. You know.
so that makes you a problem solver and a businesswoman to boot. What's the problem
Well,
with this,
it's
right?
not, but
Yeah, yeah. See, again, we all have this ability to undervalue ourselves just a touch, right? Right. Again, I'm going to toot my own horn for a second because I am that blowhard. And but here's the thing, right? I write books. I'm drawing books. I understand how story structure works, which means that my skills are transferable whether I'm writing, making videos, doing a podcast, right, drawing, or whatever the case may be, or even streaming. If anything, the thing I undervalue myself is advertising when I do stuff like this on Twitch, right? I don't do a good enough job there. If I look at a hole in my game, that's my hole. But it's one of those things where I realize that when you go and you do these things and you go out there and put yourself out there, right? I do more things right and wrong, and I recognize what those things are. I don't deny myself like, hey, listen, I may not be as good as your daughter in terms of drawing. Again, humbling thing. But that doesn't mean I can't draw. That doesn't mean I don't draw well. It doesn't mean I don't do a good job. I just don't have her practice, right? And again, I'm not saying, and I somehow feel I'm never going to surpass her. She's super, super talented, especially in that area. But but the thing is, and I say that all to say, right? But I know what I can do, and I think one of the things you have to be aware of. This is the entrepreneurial side of the business here. What do you do well? What can be money for you, right? And for you, you have a lot of you are a natural problem solver. You're good at branding. You can look at somebody's story and go, okay, how would I make you better? Because what can I do to bring out other strengths you have that you may not even realize, right? Right? You might have a great thing, but what are you missing? That's a service, and that's how you serve, right? freelancing is very much a service industry. When you get right down to it, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Mm.
So treat it, okay, what
But
skills can I
branding and logo is one of my services with
yeah,
Author
yeah, yeah,
Assist,
no,
because
I get
I've
it,
done it so many times. I'm just saying that
but this is this
yesterday.
but you went beyond that with this individual. You actually gave them a new identity and to a lesser extent a new purpose. Right? You're
Mm,
like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Why am I doing this? Right? And they were in their own head. They needed someone to come in and go, but what about this? And they're like, well, what about this? And they look and they see. It's like, holy shit. And they come out, I'm excited. Oh my gosh, they're really this awesome. And their head's not even big. It's like, wow, I didn't even realize what I was doing. And that's like we all have doubts. We all have our moments of, but what you did was a good service. Like seriously, like you did a really, 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 really good service. And that's the thing, right? And I again, I'm watching various sales tactics. And one area I haven't really dabbled in that I probably should is newsletters. But it's a weird balance because
mm,
I have a platform here. So I'm like, I'm kind of already like doing like a lot of things you do with a newsletter, I do with my podcasts. Now, am I
mm,
just being a lazy asshole because I'm saying that? That's an open question, right? Right? That's an open question. But I mean, but again, everybody's got to kind of pick and choose what works for them as well. I say all that like this because um right, I recognize like this game is simplified is really simple. Here I am, right? And I say that in as many places as I'm comfortable saying that in, as loudly as I possibly can,
mm.
right? And maybe occasionally be funny or entertaining doing it, right? But essentially it's like, here I am, look at me, I do these awesome things, right? And I can help you do awesome things too. That's my branding. Suddenly people are like, okay, why am I doing this? And then you get all these people who are doing all these things like, dude, and then I was like, you've inspired me, or you've done this, or you've done that, and that's really cool, right? And
Mm.
that's really, really, really cool. So then you get to support me, buy my shit. That's the last part. That's the last part of that, right? Right?
Well, he gave me an amazing testimonial for my website, so,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy, I'm happy. I'm
yeah,
happy that he's happy, I'm happy that,
yeah,
he just got he got his juju back, after that day when I started seeing him posting all over, social media with his new, banner and his, having his logo as his profile picture and the new name and everything, and I was like, "He's got a spring in his step again," and
yeah.
that feels really good that I was able to help him do that. So
No,
yeah.
again, it's one of those things like you just realize, right? That's what you did. That's your awesome thing. So you got this so again. You have more gifts than you realize. Like I'm not an artist, bullshit, right? I'm not, bullshit. You are, but it may not be where your main focus is. It might be just
Mm,
more like along the way of solving problems, I became this. Solving problems is one of the best necessities, one of the best like motivators we have. Hey, I got to figure out how to fucking do this. How do I fucking do this? Well, that's what you did, right? And that's
he said, "I would never ever have thought of it like that. I would never have come up with a concept like that."
yeah,
And I was like, it
yeah,
clicked.
yeah.
It talked to me.
But necessity is powerful. Like
Mm,
I think we forget like whenever I do a job for somebody, like I got some jobs I gotta finish off for this month so I can go to whatever's next in March for me, right? But I say that like this because, you know, I'm working on like again, I want to keep serving people. I want to keep making things happen. I want to keep doing things. So again, necessity pushes me to find more work. Necessity allows me to solve problems. Necessity allows me to create things. And those things in turn will provide lots of things. So now I'm almost in like a graduation course. It's like,
mm,
okay, you have made money, more money than a lot of people have with their creative stuff. but you haven't made enough money yet to really go to the next level. How do you do this? Necessity is going to push me to figure this out. That's kind of how I see it, right? It's my motivator. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me look. It makes me seek. Don't I don't deny its power. I just will put myself in those positions to stay uncomfortable, to keep moving forward. And suddenly, bang,
I got
right?
who's that? You got someone
My
in the
room my
house?
roommate just showed up
Oh,
from her
right.
long
Okay.
solid drink.
I
Yeah, yeah.
have two things I need to discuss after.
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah,
We
I
can
need to talk about a negative and a positive.
okay. Okay, we can do that. We can totally do that. So, but like you've been busy. Like you've been kicking ass.
Yeah, kicking ass, taking names. That's one of the things that I want to speak about. Basically, uh, the my Outlaw series has had new covers, are being some of them being rewritten, new blurbs, and a new publishing imprint. Now, I've done something that I haven't done before, and I was told not to do it because I would lose so much money. When in fact, I've just received my first ever 3-digit royalty check. My first ever 3-digit royalty check
I've come close a
out
couple
of
times. I haven't
27
quite got
years.
there. Yeah.
27 years, I've finally done it. And it's because of these two books that have just come out, nothing to do with the other ones. And I'll go through that after. But what I wanted to say was because of the dark romance now having its own imprint, I thought, right, next stage, get some merch made. Okay. It's not costing you anything to have it done. You're not buying it. You just have a place where your merch is there for people to buy. If they buy, you make some money. If they don't, they don't. You're not losing anything. So, of course, I'm looking around because I need something that the project price is the lowest because then I can put a little bit on top for myself. But if you're
Mhm.
going to spend already $20 for a water can, and then put another $2 on top for myself. That's quite an expensive little water can, you know,
Oh yeah, so, yeah.
$22. So of course I'm looking for the best place with the lowest product price. So I start looking around and I see Redbubble. Have you
Mhm.
have heard of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have my merch there too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I have merch there. Yeah, yeah.
you'll be interested in this then.
Yeah,
So I had my logo, Authors of MC Anarchy, which is like an Anarchy logo, red and black.
mhm.
That looked really cool on the merch, on the cups and everything. I can't remember what else. A pillow and a clock. I can't remember. I just went a bit wild anyway. And then I used my cover, Road Rage.
Yeah,
Okay. And it looked absolutely fucking awesome on a pillow. It was, even my husband, who's not into anything like that, he went, that looks really good. I got an email from Redbubble saying your merch will not be on available to the public until we've taken a closer look at it. So red flags there, you know. And then the second day, I got an email from them. Basically, I've really got to share screen here so I can actually read you the email.
yeah,
Um, let me find it first. And so I got an email off them. Let's see. No, next one. Okay. And I'm waiting to hear from them back because they said they were going to get back to me within 24 hours. Okay, here we are. Yeah, they're temporary. I got the first email that said they were temporarily suspended and on review. And this is the one. Okay, I'm going
See,
to.
you've done something. You've done something right when they are suspending you. It's like, how dare you have fun? Who are you to have fun on our website?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Let's get back and I'll share this screen now. I don't mind showing this. I'm quite happy to do that. Okay, you see my screen?
I'm
All
going to doing
right.
that right now.
Hi, Karina. We're sorry, but we had to remove your artwork from Redbubble Marketplace because it may contain material that violates somebody's rights. The owner of these rights have provided us with a guidance describing the type of content that they consider infringing and that should be removed from the marketplace. In most cases, this means that the right holder did not specifically identify your work for removal, but that Redbubble has detected potential similarities between your removed work and one or more words or phrases or images included in the right holder's removal guidance. Now, coming back to stop share for just a second. I will come back to that. So coming back to my cover, both pictures, which are two separate images, are on a website that you can then take any picture you want and have full commercial rights. It's a public domain. They've posted it. They allow you to do whatever you want with it. So I did. So this was the first picture. This was the second picture. Now, this patch here, oh, there we go, Hawks MC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I designed this myself. All right, I designed that. The Rage MC logo, I designed that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no copyright infringement on the logos or the pictures. So I then I had to go back and find out where I got the picture from. And when I found it, guess who posted the picture for anyone to use?
Mm-hmm.
Harley Davidson.
Ah.
They're allowing people to use it commercially. They don't have a problem with it. Okay. So it's not my cover. So is it the word biker or MC that someone thinks they have the rights to stop other people making merch using the word biker or MC or outlaw or motorcycle club, any of those words or phrases, as Redbubble says?
Mm-hmm.
Someone went to them and gave them a list and said, this we're not allowing. This is an infringement to us, and you're not allowed to allow people to do merch using these words or phrases. Okay. So now this is the kicker. Now I've got to show you this because the actual rights holder, who is the one that they're not necessarily complaining about my book, it's Redbubble that has stopped the merch being made, not this. But this is a person or group, may I say, that seems to think they have the right to the words biker and MB. Guess who?
Who?
There you go. You see?
I can't see. Oh, a motorcycle corporation. That looks like
Yes, but who is it?
Hell's Angels. Oh, nice.
Nice. So
Nice.
basically, they've gone to Redbubble and they've said that we're not allowing you to allow anyone to do this merch using the words biker or MC. It's certainly not anything to do with my cover itself, because both pictures I'm allowed to use, both MC patches I designed. And I sent all of this to Redbubble. I sent them the link to the photo. I sent them my original designs for the patches. So it's definitely the phrases and the words. If you remember that, the way they did their emails saying similarities or certain phrases or words. So I'm being violated as a designer because they won't allow me to use this cover for merch because Hell's Angels seem to think that they own the words biker, MC, and so forth. I'm not going after Hell's Angels. I wouldn't even think of doing that. But I'm pissed at Redbubble that they've allowed them to do this. I've sent everything. I've contacted them. I was going to get. I did one of those content where you disagree with their ruling, and this was all official. Like, oh, you go to court if it's found copyrighted. Do you agree to that? You know, it's like scary shit. I had to sign. You know, and I was like, no, So I signed it, and I was waiting for them to get back to me. And 3 days later, still nothing. Zilch.
So, see, I'm in a different point with merch. So I have different problems with Redbubble, but mine are kind of my own making. So I kind of accepted that. It's an interesting story. See, I think I would go after the Hell's Angels. I have that. I have the craziness to actually do this.
I would.
Because
We've got them in Greece. No.
No. I do know. It's not even that. It's just like sometimes companies put things out there because they are bigger and they think they can get away with it. But much like any other company, you push back, you can actually sometimes get concessions, right? Because they don't really do it. It's just sometimes it's just a matter of, okay, what can we get away with? We're the big boys. We can push everybody around, right?
And they do.
So you gotta push them back. But the thing is, then you push them back, and then they're like, "Hey, wait a minute!"
No, see,
yeah.
when you're in my situation and you write about outlaw motorcycle clubs,
yeah, but
all of my books, you know, and I've been around bikers all my life, so no, I would not push them, and I would not go after them, and it's not them.
No,
it's
not them.
Redbubble. It's Redbubble. They're the ones that have violated my rights as a designer.
Oh, I know for a fact that the Hell Angels wouldn't care. Like in this situation, they just wouldn't give a rat's ass at all.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it's not. These aren't. It is Harley Davidson posted the damn picture. You know. Yes. But the whole point that I'm trying to make is to get my rights back and for them to apologize and say, yes, you can make your merch, and then I'll go and I will walk away.
Yep.
Okay. And I will find somewhere else for my business.
Well, that's it.
But
no, you got
that's what I want. I want justice. I want them to admit that they're wrong for allowing that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm talking on the podcast about it, because when someone's done injustice to you,
oh yeah,
you want people to know about it.
Oh, I do. In my particular case, I gotta wait a few more weeks. But I gotta wait. Right.
So that's the reason I mentioned it, because people should know about it. It's wrong, and there's so many MC authors out there that I'm sure would have loved to have done their merch with Redbubble and is not allowed. I doubt I'm the first person who's been suspended and then not allowed. Like I said, I will tell them to F off and I will walk away once they've apologized and give me my rights back and said, yes, we were wrong and you can do your merch. But they're not going to, because it's been 3 days and I haven't heard from them. And twice I've contacted them. I've contacted them twice.
So basically they're running scared. It's like, oh shit, she's onto us.
Yeah, it's the wording of that email. You know, it was the wording of that email. Certain phrases, similarities. So what? It's a bloody MC on the front. Every single MC romance and thriller book has a biker on the front. So that was the negative. And I'm still waiting to hear from them, which I won't. But I will be. Anyone watching, I will be making merch somewhere else. So keep in touch with me on that, because that will be happening. The positive is what I said about the first time in my writing career that I have reached 3 digits, which is for people that are New York Times best-selling authors and number ones on Amazon and that, and they get that every month anyway. This is a big thing for me, okay?
Yeah.
And it's only because of these 2 books, this one and this one, because I decided to do something that many people were telling me don't do, and I did it. I did it as an experiment with this one. It worked. So I tried this one and it worked again, which means I'm going to do all my fucking books like that. I decided not to publish my ebook with the big Zon. I can't stand that place. I would rather not have any of my books on there. This is just my preference after being with them for 27 years and knowing the way they treat authors on there. So I decided that I was going to go with Draft to Digital. For anyone who's out there, this is a place where we can load our book up for free, and it is sold at Apple, Kobo, Nook, and many other outlet places for ebooks. So I went to Draft to Digital with it and not Amazon. And then when Amazon, you can actually, from Draft to Digital, you can actually have your book on Amazon, even though it's not sold by Amazon. Well, they turned around to me and say, we don't want your book. And I said, good, because you're not having it anyway. But basically, they sent me an email saying Amazon does not want your book. But I don't care. And then the paperback I did through Ingram Sparks. Now, Ingram Sparks goes through Amazon.
Yes,
So my paperback is on Amazon, but the ebook isn't. Now, I didn't want people that have a Kindle, which is the most popular device for reading ebooks, to not have a correct file. So I set up my own page on PayHip and BookFunnel and have all the files there, a PDF, EPUB, and the Mobi file for the Kindles. They can buy it from this one place and download it straight away onto their Kindle. And I've put it half the price of what the retail price is. So incentive to buy the book direct from me. They get it half price. I get the money straight in my pocket, no middleman. And it's on Nook, Apple, and Kobo. Now, because everyone goes straight to Amazon when it comes to buying and looking at books, they saw Road Rage and Broken Chains that it was only in paperback. And instead of looking elsewhere for the ebook, they bought the paperback. I've sold more paperbacks since these 2 books have been released than any of my other books in all the years I've been published. Mm-hmm. I've sold more ebooks on Apple iTunes than I ever have. And I've just received the biggest royalty check that I've had so far.
So I want you. I figured out a little secret about 2 months ago. Now I haven't played with it to the same degree because I've been trying to build my other freelance enterprises. Once they're built to where I want them to be, this is when I'm going to really start to play with this. I realized something very important about the book industry. Actually, any product. And this is going to sound very counterintuitive to a lot of people that are listening to me. It doesn't matter where you sell it. It actually doesn't. What I mean by this is some books, you made a conscious decision about what serves you. Whether you realize this or not, you decided, fuck it, I'm not making any more money this way. I'm going to try it the way I really want to do it. And the way you really want to do it actually made you more money than it's ever done before. Right? So what's the secret? you found a way that served you best. Now there's other avenues that we're not going to go into great detail about this because of just things and stuff. But one of the things about now and the things about is the simple fact that how do I put this? You went and you did a lot of you made conscious decisions. I'm going to sell paperbacks only here because I might as well deal with them the way I want to deal with them, which is my paperbacks. Fuck the ebooks. I'm going to go here because I like these people and I'm going to work with these people. And these people are still selling books. And people that really want my ebooks will find me anyway. And that's the subconscious answer you made to yourself. And you were right. So the next step for you, the next challenge for you, the next place you're going to go with is okay, I now want to figure out how to solidify this model to make it work for me absolute best. And that's your next step. And then Karina might actually see even bigger monetary thing.
I also think it has a lot to do with the genre.
Oh, yeah.
Dark romance is really hot. Female readers love the violence, love the
Yeah.
graphic scenes, and it's sold better than any other. I write in
Sure.
every single genre imaginable. It's sold better than any of the other genres. So I think it's to do with the genre of the book plus
So,
my way of how I've done it. It was an experiment with Broken
mhm.
Chains, and I was warned not to do it because I'm missing out on a huge marketplace by not
It's
selling on Amazon.
but here's the thing. If you're not doing well on a market, doesn't matter how big it is. Doesn't matter. Look, I learned this from my dad. I learned this from other people that have done this. They're not in any of the regular markets. They don't care. You don't need to be in the regular markets. Where you need to be is the market that works best for you. And again, figuring out what serves you is probably the biggest challenge you have as a creative. What works for you, right? I'm putting work out. Facebook works for me even though I've cut back a little bit on it, but the reality of the situation is I'm literally one follower away from 2,400 followers. I got something like 100 people following me in a week. I don't know what's going on, but apparently it's just like this. Like I was at 2,300 last week. I'm at 2,400 this week, and I'm not on
That's cool.
Facebook anywhere near as much. I don't know why this works this way, but it does. I made two changes. I'm on there to serve my stuff. I'm sharing my little victories. I'm still being me, but I'm not on there as often, right? But the second thing is, um, the second thing about that is you have to realize that you got to. I'm also figuring out what serves me better, what actually truly and honestly serves me. That doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily. That doesn't mean I'm going to stay on Facebook forever either. It doesn't mean I'm going to stay on Twitter forever. It doesn't mean I'm going to stay on all these places. What I'm doing is like, okay, what platform have I built for myself that has tended to spread my word farther and wider? Facebook. That's why I'm on Facebook. Twitter has gotten me freelance work here and there. So that's it. LinkedIn gets me work here and there. So those are they serve me. Instagram is just fun for me. It's like I'm not trying to build anything there, although I'm quietly building a following there too. The reality of the situation is it doesn't serve me. Now, as far as book sales go, right now I'm still just doing digital books. I've been doing digital books since the pandemics began. As I get more out into the real world, I want to do more physical books. But part of the goal is to figure out where my place in my niche was as a freelancer. I think I figured it out. Right. So now the next step is to get myself established where I need to be established. Once that's done, then I'm going to look at the book, which is my passive income, and go, okay, I do weird, crazy ass science fiction books. Does Amazon make sense for me? Right? Because I do stuff that's even different compared to other people. It's like I'm different, so I got to figure out where I stand out.
You're a
Maybe I
total
crowdfund.
balloon.
Maybe I go to Unbound. Maybe I go to Kickstarter. Maybe I go to like I do that. Because really, I don't give a shit where I sell my books. I don't. I don't care. Right? I care that I sell my books. And
Mm.
that's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. Right? It doesn't does Amazon make sense? Yeah, when you're figuring shit out, for sure. Does it always make sense? Not always. But also, in all fairness, Kobo might not make sense. Apple might not make sense, right? Some things don't make sense, may not make sense for you forever. The other part about this too is, right, who you are does play a role because again, what serves you? I say it like this: the spaghetti that sticks to the wall is not that different than the person throwing it. So,
Mm.
I encourage you, give a fuck less about what everybody else is doing. Figure out what works for you and just do it. And then
I
the
did.
rest of it will figure it out.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
stepped out of the box. I experimented, and it worked. And again, I think it has a lot to do with the genre. But I've got another 3 books in that genre that will be published with new covers, new imprint, and I will go the same way with Ingram Sparks for the paperback, which then sells on Walmart, um, Target, Barnes and Noble, Book Depository, and many other UK and US online stores, plus Amazon. And I will do my Mobi file with PayHip through myself, and I will do my ebooks with Draft to Digital that goes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a way that I've done it that works for me. Whether it works for another author, it depends on. I think it depends on the genre. I really do now.
I think genre helps, but I also think it's the author too. I think the fact that you don't really want to work with Amazon plays as much of a role as the genre does. I'm being honest when I say that. I do think that does play a role,
I
right?
had no idea it would turn out like that, that people would be going over to Amazon, notice there's no ebook, and so they'll buy the paperback.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know
Yeah,
that would happen.
but see, here's the other thing that authors don't think about. I realized this. So one of the newsletters I read on a regular basis from a sales perspective, now his methods are sometimes bizarre, but one of the best examples he pointed out was Kiss did an autobiography. Do you know how much they charged for the book?
No,
120
20.
bucks.
Oh my gosh.
People bought it. So you can look. No, I want you. Now, I wouldn't pay that, but that's not the point. Here's the point.
Yeah, there's stupid people out there that would.
No, no. See, dude, that's a mistake you're making too. You gotta think about this. Really think about this, okay? A lot of times authors are looking for what's the most price affordable for as many readers as possible, which is not saying you shouldn't do that. But here's something you may have never considered. What about the people that want to be spoiled rotten? Right? There are people that will pay premium prices for what they feel is a premium product. They don't care about money. It's a different audience than a lot of authors think about reaching, right?
Mm,
And it's something I want you to really think about with what you just did. Well, yes, people were willing to pay 20 bucks for your books because somewhere over the rainbow it was worth that price. So now you should be thinking about that like this. If I can sell this book like this, maybe it's genre, but maybe not. It might just be you. And if that's the case, then you got to think in terms of, okay, who is my audience here? Is it the genre? Is it the people? Because that's do some real research there. Maybe do as an experiment, like you got 3 more dark romance books to do this style.
mhm,
Your next, pick a different genre and try the same thing. That way you know for sure. They don't get the same, and it's a book you'd be like, okay, if I don't make the same sales, that's fine. I just kind of want to see something. Is it the genre or is it you? Because if it's you, then the next logical question then is, how far can you push this? And what
mm.
in turn can you offer to make that price point jump? Because now then you're hitting a different audience than what you were hitting before. And you need to figure out who this audience is. so you can best serve them. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
no, it does. I mean, my books are anything from 99 to 299 is the most expensive. But when I did this, because I have an imprint, because I've it's a new thing, a new genre for me. New covers, which are pretty badass. Look at that, that's so
yeah, it's a
badass.
really badass cover.
It really is. And the other ones coming up are just the covers sell the books. Basically, they're so cool. So I was thinking, well, I'm not going to put them at 299. They're worth more than that. So I put them at 499. 299 when it was released. There was no pre-order. 299 when it was released for a week, and then it went up to 499. And I'm selling.
So, which brings to a point. So, which leads me to a point I kind of want to bring up here. That's this. So, you need to figure out who this audience is and understand that audience a little bit more, because not again, authors don't think in these terms enough. I think about it like this. One of the other reasons this makes sense to me is I've seen Kickstarter campaigns with all these ridiculous tiers. And it's like these ridiculous, like $1,000, $2,000 tiers, right? That they look like jokes. And then I thought about that. It's like, no, it's not. It's actually not a joke. If you put enough of a premium on it, people will pay anything to get an experience, to be entertained. The price is no limit. Not less limit, no limit. So if you think about it in those terms, the real question then, Karina Kantas, Miss Filmmaker, like, for example, something you could do, because you do have this ability. You're a great singer, right?
You still haven't heard me.
I have heard you. I have heard you. I have heard you. I have heard
When?
your karaoke stuff.
The World Karaoke Championship.
Yeah, I listen. You're good. But
Oh, used to
but
be.
here's the thing. But here's what I want you to think about. Okay, you're an award-winning director. You're a great novelist, and you're a talented entertainer. So maybe what you should, again, this is just ideas for you in the
Let's do a
future.
musical.
Maybe what I'm actually thinking is this. Okay, going for this audience, you have all these skills. Is there a way you can combine them that you feel is worth a premium price? Even if it's a very small customer base, can you create a loyal one that will pay that much money? Because if you can, go back to Kiss. They charged $120 for their freaking autobiography. Tens of thousands of people bought it.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Right? Learn from that. Don't dismiss that. Learn from that. Right? There are different kinds of audiences out there. Authors, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a rate for people that are, again, you want as many people to read it as possible. And I get it. So you're going to set a price point that people can read your books at. That's fine. But then you got to think, okay, this isn't the only audience that exists. What other audiences can I hit with my books and my work? You never
And my
know.
merch, which is
Right.
coming soon.
That's right. That's right. But this is how you got to think about this. Many authors don't.
See it as a
Again,
business.
yeah, they don't see it as a business. You got to see it as I have great stuff. What about the business of what I do? How many audiences can I hit with this? And like, again, let's say for your book, you find a way to charge $60 for it. I'm not saying you do it. I'm just throwing this out there as a random number. But let's say you can find 100 people to do it. Ain't bad. Yes. Yes.
That's something I haven't done yet, but it's something I'll definitely be thinking about in the future,
Yeah. No,
Anita.
no,
Yeah.
no, this is you have to it's not just about creating an amazing product. It's how many ways you can sell it. Case in
Oh,
point.
point. Broken Chains. I've just signed a contract for the translation in Greek.
Hey, high five. Ah!
Moving on. Yeah, moving
Yeah,
on to
yeah,
the next
that's no,
step.
that the
Translations, audiobooks, hardbacks, merch. Let's just keep on rolling, you know?
but well, yeah. So, like for example, what I'm doing with my Alice book, it's a digital only right now. But when I get to the point where I'm doing a book, I want to do a board game with it.
Oh yeah, I remember we talking
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
this.
You
Yeah.
remember that, right? Why? Because I'm gonna hit. It's a different way to sell. Take a story and
Mhm.
sell it.
Mhm.
Right? This sound no, I'm being creative about it. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think that I was gonna have fun doing it. But you have to think in these terms because if you don't, you're missing out.
Yeah,
There
you
are
are missing out. Yeah.
yeah, you are. Learn from Kickstarter, learn from Kiss, learn from all again, this absurd okay, Disney World is probably the best example of this. You go to Disney World, you buy that obnoxious coffee cup you pay way too much fucking money for. Way too much. Disney makes millions of dollars a year doing this. They know it's obnoxious. In fact, they're counting on you buying it because it's obnoxious. Because it's an experience you only get at Disney. This is why this also works on movies too. This is why
Mhm.
cinemas never went out of business. Pandemic has crippled them a little bit, but that was because of
Mhm.
that was because of literally an act of God, right? The idea, the idea that you can get a unique experience. You're paying what? 50 bucks to go to a fucking movie these days? But people do it. Why? The experience. You can't create that experience elsewhere. So keep all this stuff in mind. Look at how things are priced and why. And suddenly you understand a big part of what you understand that different audiences exist always. And the value of entertainment is actually infinite. Not
Mhm.
right? The question you have to always ask, and this is for everybody watching and listening, who is the audience you are going after? Are you aware of the different audiences you are going after? I'm still learning this point, but it's something I very much realize, right? And I realize that knowledge puts me farther ahead than a lot of authors who are just publishing books 'cause they never think about it. And that's why they say there's no money in writing. Does that make
You
sense?
start off, yeah, you start off writing, you start off with the books, but your book is it's the starting line. And then you move on from there and you expand and you find new marketplaces with new products and new ways of still getting your name and your book out there without it being just on book sales.
Yeah. But even with your book sales, right? Maybe you can do a special book for a special audience. It's a thought, right? These are things
Oh,
to play with.
I could do the box set as
Yeah.
a hardback and sell it for $100. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Try it. You might be shocked. I'm
Yeah.
serious. You might be shocked. You might be like,
Anything can
no, no,
happen
no.
nowadays, you know?
Well, no, no.
Who
You might
knows?
come. You might come back to me and say, Josh, I only got 500 sales for this. But I got 500 sales for this. Holy shit. Right? Right? And that right. But that's the thing. You hit those. There is a science fiction press called Subterranean Press. They make
Mm,
these special edition books of classic stories.
mm,
I'm a big Charles DeLint. Those books are sell for a pretty fucking penny. Brandon Sanders like Promises to Keep, which was originally a Charles DeLint like special. right? That initially, like, it came out at mass market finally for like $15 years later, but when it first came out, it was $30. They had another book, that went for like $200 from him, from this press. People bought it because this is just there's an audience specifically built that wants to be spoiled rotten. So you got to figure out how, because those bastards had money,
I know, but
right?
I think you need to have a good name. People need to already
Oh,
know your name before they're
I
going to spend that kind of money on anything.
maybe, but if you make it fun enough or enticing enough, they might think about it,
Mm,
right? I think the thing is, this is the thing I'm saying, right? You try this stuff. I'm not saying it's gonna work. The fuck do I know? Dude, I got a big mouth and a microphone. I mean, what am I saying, right? But but what I am saying, this is something, again, this is the things freelancing has taught me in the last 2 years, right? Is your value is infinite. It's not
mm,
insignificant. It's infinite. What you have to realize is the true art form of business is recognizing who your audience is. How can you reach them? And once you do that, what can you offer them that makes them feel like they're getting their money's worth? And that's not just putting as much as you can into one price point that hits all shapes, all sizes. Not every audience is all shape, all size.
yeah.
And understanding that, okay, how can I reach this pineapple shaped audience here, right? That is ludicrous, but who cares, right?
Mm,
How can I create my own Disney World experience for people? That's the way we'll do that. Or Disneyland. How can I? What's my Disneyland experience I can offer to my clients, right?
yeah.
And right, and maybe that's what I got to do. I'm going to turn my Patreon into my Disneyland. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be my Disneyland. I don't care if there's 5 people. It's going to be 5 people making me zillions of fucking dollars. That's how I'm going to look at it. Right. So, right. That sounds absurd, but that's the thing. Like, it's not, you recognize those things now, and then you try to hit those things. It'll take time. I'm not saying this is going to be an overnight thing.
Oh, this is 27 years, and I'm finally,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that
exactly.
at this small stage now, I'm finally on the bottom of the ladder,
But
and
but
now
but
I'm gonna
but no,
start climbing.
but again, this is just how I'm approaching this, right? Is okay. So, what's my experience for everybody, and what's my Disneyland experience for the people that want to be spoiled rotten? And the fact that I realize that that audience actually exists gives me a whole different perspective on what I do with this and this. Now, again, I got to get to that stage. I'm not there yet, but I'm aware that that stage is there. And if I'm aware that stage is there, right? So I'm gonna say this in 3 years, when I'm back at doing shows regularly again, and I hear authors tell me there's no money in this, I'm going to be the opposite. Oh no, there's a fuck ton of money in this. You just gotta know how to be a good businessman about this.
You just gotta know how to
Right?
get it, how to
Yeah,
earn it, how to get it. It's out
yeah,
there, and you just gotta, yeah. And
yeah,
they say about all the competition with writers. Yeah, yeah, there are millions of authors, and there's millions of authors that publish their books. Are they your competition? Most of them just keep on publishing and publishing books, writing and publishing, writing and publishing.
yeah.
They don't think of it as a business and try and take it further and to get out of the box,
But
okay,
that's
and
yeah.
find the Disneyland and find that one piece that is going to be treasured by those with lots of money.
Yeah. But again, the fact that I just put this out there for you, you're right. Because look at what you did. You set very specific conditions to get your work,
Mm,
and people did it.
yeah.
What you need to figure out next is it a genre thing? or is it something else? You think it's a genre thing, but you actually don't know for
Yeah, I think
sure.
50-50.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's
No, so
50-50.
y- you need to know for sure. So obviously, keep the strategy with what's working for you.
Mm.
But the next step then is okay. I need to pick something else that's different, and I gotta try this model with it. Does any of this stick here? You might find something even more successful, and then you'd be like, okay, this is not a genre thing. I've stumbled onto something
The
awesome.
module works.
Yeah, the module now just works,
I
period.
I found a recipe and the cake
You
didn't
found
come
your
out flat.
recipe. But you found
Exactly.
your recipe, and that's the
Yeah.
point here too, ladies and gentlemen, here's the last thing I think we'll say, and then we'll wrap up this interview for today, because I got this unfortunately, I love chatting with you, and I feel like we're gonna probably chat a little bit off the air before we go, but we do both have things to do with our day. The thing about it is, right, the thing the thing about what I've learned is I'm no longer looking at are these things the same way anymore. What I'm looking at now is how can I get these things to serve me? And this is something like, and the last thing, and I say it like that because I remember like my last day job, like where I was in a day job, was pure later courier, and they had the reason why I liked the job so much. It worked for me for such a long time was the versatility of the job. I could go from different ships and do different things. But I've said this. I've said this in a few other podcasts. But I never worked for the job. I got the job to work for me. And
Mm.
that's a different mindset. And right, I set my own terms. I would only come in so many hours if I got other things I'm doing. I'm trying to promote and build and go. And I didn't get the whole writing thing down. Looking back, if there was one thing I can learn from there that I can apply to now is setting those terms there. You can set those terms in anything in your life, and you can make it work. You just got to be willing to go out there and figure out what those terms are that work for you. I think the fact that you didn't want to work with Amazon probably played a big role in your sales. I honestly do believe that, and
Yep.
right. I also think though that doesn't isn't a bad thing. You found a way that works that's different. Now you're gonna probably tweak it a little bit because again, some
Mm.
things work better than others.
Mm.
But the fact is you found an alternative. That means you can work on it differently and get
Mm.
a great result, right? For you. And that's the real key, right? It's not that you went it's not that you not only did you go out of out of the box, you finding your own mold.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I truly believe like your next books when you figure out again, you'll figure out a better way to do what you're doing, right? So that's basically what I see and how I see this going. And that's just what I'm saying.
Yep.
And good luck. And if I'm right,
Thank you.
you're gonna come back here in a few months and you're gonna be like, "You're a genius, Josh." Or if I'm wrong, Josh, it was the genre. But
Yeah,
at least
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, you know,
no one told me, like I said, no one told me to do it this way. And when I mentioned it, I think I was on Wide for the Win and I mentioned it. And it was like, yeah, we go wide, but you don't stop with Amazon. Oh no, you're going to lose so many sales if you don't go with
not
Amazon.
not necessarily like I said, there are so many different writing paths. Again, I mentioned a few of them. We mentioned crowdfunding. Unbound and Kickstarter, I'm gonna have to have like there's literally like especially Kickstarter, there's a lot of untapped potential there, right? Right. The fact that there's small again, there's still great small presses out there that do experimental great work. That works. Traditional publishing works for some people still. And hey, great, good for them. I'm not even like everybody's got a different model that works. I'm
Mm,
still like I'm figuring out my freelance model. I think I figured it out. I think I figured out some things anyway. So now the next step for me is to take what I've learned and take it to bigger and better things because I think I know how to do that. And
Now, yes.
yeah, so now that's it. Once I get to where I want to there, I'm going to look at my whole publishing model, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to set my own terms and I'm going to make the shit happen.
Hmm.
Period. My
Let's
way.
make shit happen,
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah, 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 yeah. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Like honestly, here's the thing, folks. Here's the bottom line. I don't care what my shit looks like at the end of the day. If I'm getting paid, I'm good. You might
Hmm.
mock me all you want. If I'm making a fortune doing it, I'm just going to be. I'll laugh with you, and I'll take my money to the bank. That's how I look at it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, you're a genius. Keep doing what works for you, Karina. Seriously, keep doing what works for you. You seem like you're
I
kicking all
will.
kinds of ass, and you're gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've had a good talk today. What do you think?
I think we always have a good talk. I
Yeah.
think I love chatting with you.
Yeah. I think it's because I build you up. It's like, hey, you really are awesome. You really, really are. And
Oh,
your
I see.
daughter.
I only come on your show just to be told I'm awesome. So
Yes,
when I feel so negative about myself, I have to come on Josh's
that's
show
right.
so
That's
he can
totally
build
right.
me up.
I'm
Yeah.
your boost. I'm your boost. No,
You're my booster.
I'm your boost. I'm your
My
cheerleader. Lick 'em,
confidence
rock 'em, lick 'em,
booster.
hey.
I love it. Come on Josh's show. He's a confidence booster.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I hope I've done the same for you
Oh,
because
sure.
I've
No, no.
admired you for so long, and we've
Yeah.
gone through this together of
Yeah.
being bottom and building ourselves up, building our um, platforms up, getting our sponsors, getting our numbers up, and we've been doing that together. And I'm absolutely amazed at what you've achieved, especially lately.
Yes.
And I'm pretty proud of myself with what I've achieved. And
Mr.
so we're
Ward.
building each other up. Yeah.
But
Let's just.
just remember, Alexa makes us both inadequate, but that's okay. Right?
Lexia, she's not a
Lexi, yeah, sorry.
machine.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Lexi, I'm sorry. Don't beat me. Don't write another good book. I'm behind you
Right.
already. But no, in all seriousness, no, it's honestly it's awesome to watch what you've been doing and achieving. And it again, the biggest piece of advice I will give you is just keep doing you.
Doing what
Find
I'm
you, and
doing.
you'll keep getting bigger and better. All right, so
Okay.
let's do
Everyone,
the
you can find my books everywhere.
so
If you you see the
why don't you
link
do
in actually
why don't you do
that thing at the bottom here under my name, link to Linktree. If you go
yes
to Linktree, it has all my social media, my website, every single place my books are sold. It's all on there in
oh,
one place.
okay I'm gonna sound like a trained nincompoop here. Um so link tree so
Yeah,
hold on
it's LINK
Yep.
TR dot EE stroke Karina Kantas.
We're gonna do that because it's in that way. All right, because I'm a trained motherfucking professional, folks. Trained
There it is.
motherfucking. So fine art stuff there. So one last little bit of wrap up for it, and then we'll go. Is why don't you talk about your latest book? Like we haven't talked about it too much. I just saw your release, so give the
The
spiel.
one that I'm kicking ass with and having uh trouble with Hell's Angels over. Yeah,
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 yeah.
great book. Okay, so it's a dark romance. And instead of having MCs as in the outlaw MC like Hell's Angels, I put two different MC clubs. We have the sponsored circuit superbike racers, and then we have Rage and the Hawks, which are the outlaw MC. And it's a story about Jem, who used to be with the Hawks and then escaped from them, lived a very quiet life until she saw and started getting chatted up by a member of Rage. She then has to make up make up a decision. Does she want to go back into a club? But she thinks that Rage is very, very different to how the Hawks is. And it's not until she becomes a member that she finds out that Rage isn't that much different. And a lot goes on behind those closed doors under a sponsored public racing group. And unfortunately, her past catches up with her. And to save someone that she loves, she takes their place and ends up in the arms of the Hawks and the president of the Hawks, who she used to be with. So it is exciting, it is adventurous, murder, mayhem, everything's in it. It is explicit sexually, and it is graphic violently. And if you love that kind of book, you will love Road Rage. And you can get it on ebook and paperback anywhere that you can buy ebooks and paperbacks.
So, in other words, folks, it's the good stuff. So go check it out. All right.
That's really cool.
There you go. So there's Road Rage, ladies and gentlemen. So before we wrap up, I always plug my books. This is my book, folks. This is Alice 1. Alice in Wonderland is Greek mythology. Alice is Pandora. Alice chases Queen of Hearts over the edge of the world and ends up in the Greek underworld, where to escape, she has to play croquet against Jason of the Argonauts. But in this Greek underworld, Alice and company encounter gods, monsters, and perhaps the most terrifying thing of all, themselves. So,
Queen of Hearts.
yeah, read it. It's good. I promise. It's available now on Amazon. Only Amazon for now. That's because I'm trying to figure out other things first before we get. Hey, I no, you know as well as
I
I
didn't say
do.
anything.
Yay, shush, 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 shush. It's all good. All right, folks. This is a very special, fun episode today. Tomorrow, so tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific, Raven McCory is my guest. We're gonna definitely have a good little time, promise. But until then, folks, stay inspired, keep shining in the dark, keep talking about this channel to other people because it's awesome. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.
Bye.